Hello guys, welcome to my channel Tech Bulletin Prime. I am Rajnikant and today's video we're gonna discuss about unit testing, how to write unit testing in Spring Boot applications, right? So if you have not subscribed my channel yet, please do subscribe it and hit the bell icon to get all the notifications. Okay, so let's begin. We have heard a lot of about Agile, CI/CD, test-driven development, right? So we cannot forget about unit testing, right? What exactly unit testing? So the goal of unit testing is to segregate each part of the program and test the individual parts are working perfectly or not, right? So what exactly that one? We need to test each and individual component of our application whether those are working fine or not. So that is all about unit testing, right? So what advantages we'll get by those unit testing? Let's see. So first is it makes the process agile, right? So what does it mean? Suppose I have developed some application. In that application, I have written some functionality or a snippet of code, right? And I have written some JUnits for that one, right? So course of time, I added some more code depending upon that functionality, right? And I have modified to the dependent functionality also, right? So if JUnit cases are not there, we cannot make sure that after changing things it will work or not, right? So it will make sure the process is agile. I mean, during course of time, if you are changing something, means that JUnit will ensure that your code is working fine, right? Then coming into quality of the code, right? As in JUnit, we will write test cases to ensure that each individual components or each individual part of the program or of the application is working or not. So it will ensure a better code quality, right? Then coming into third point, it finds the software bug early stage, right? So what does it mean? Suppose I am developing some code, okay? So that once I have developed the code, it will move to higher environment, right? Initially it will be development environment, then it will move to QA environment, then it will move to stage, then it will move to production, right? So it will identify the bug early stage, means if I will write some JUnit test cases, then during development phase only I will get those bugs. I will cut those bugs, right? So it will not move to higher environment or in QA or stage or prod. It will not move to that stage. Before moving into any higher environment, we'll get those bugs early stage. Means in development phase only we'll get those bugs, right? So it will, I mean, early stage will get those bugs, right? So last point, it reduce the cost, right? So how it will reduce the cost? By writing JUnits, we'll identify those bugs in development phase only, right? So those bugs will not propagate to higher environment like QA, stage or prod, right? So we'll not waste the time in QA to identifying those bugs, right? If in QA those bugs find, means again we need to development, again we need to test, right? So early stage, by writing JUnits, it will identify those bugs early stage, right? So it will not move to QA, stage or prod, and it will not, I mean, it will reduce the cost, right? In terms of time or in terms of effort. And suppose if that bug is moved to production, no one is able to caught in QA and stage, then that will be very horrible, right? In production it will occur, right? So in production some bug occur, means it will be bit cost, right? So it will reduce the cost. By writing JUnits, it reduce the costs also, right? So these are advantages of JUnits, right? So let's see how we can write JUnits in Spring Boot applications. So how you can do that one, right? So we have JUnit 4 and 5. So we can use that library, or you can say framework, to test our coding or to write the test cases. So suppose in Spring Boot application you want to test some components, or you want to write some unit test cases. So how you will do that one, right? So let me categorize those things in three parts, right? So what are the three parts? Let's see. So one class is there in your application. You have developed some class, right? And you have no dependency injection in that class, right? So in that class some methods are there, but you are not using any dependency injection to that class. You are not injecting, you are not doing any auto void to that class. It's a simple class, right? So to write that unit test for that class or for different methods of that class, you no need to require loading that entire Spring context. Means you no need to load that application context, right? Because we are nowhere using dependency injection in that class. So in that case, you can use simple normal JUnit test cases. There is no need of that Spring things, right? Spring provided some features. Only simple JUnit directly you can write. Now coming into second part, suppose you have one class, and in that class dependency injection is there, right? Suppose let's say one service class is there, and in that service class you are injecting DAO layer object, right? So that time your class is, I mean, you are injecting some dependent object to that class, right? So that time, if you want to unit test that part, unit test to that service class methods, then that time we need to loading the context. Loading the context means you are auto voiding DAO to service layer, right? So if you are not initialize application context, then how that dependent object will be injected to service class, right? Or how the dependent DAO layer object will be injected to service class? That is the question, right? So that time we required loading the application context, right? We need to load the application context also. And in this scenario, if you develop, I mean, suppose service class is there, DAO class is there, and both are completely developed, then this scenario will work. I will go by example, no need to worry. So during this time, you can use JUnit 4 with some Spring provided annotations, right? This is second scenario. Let me move to third scenario. So in third scenario, same service class is there, DAO class is there. You are injecting DAO layer to service layer, right? You are injecting DAO layer to service layer, but here the DAO layer functionality is not yet developed, right? You have written your service class, but DAO layer is not yet ready. That class is already defined, but still that functionality is not ready, right? So that time you can use that Spring Boot thing, as well as we need to mocking those objects, right? So this third scenario is in your class dependent objects are there, plus the dependent objects are not yet ready. I mean, dependent objects functionalities are not yet ready, right? So that time we need to use mocking, right? So in third scenario, again, two things are there. So if you want to load the entire application context, one scenario, or you no need to load the entire application context, right? So this is the thing. Okay, so let me write one program for each scenario, then you will get some clarity. So let me move to Spring Tool Suite. So already I have developed a sample program. So let me say show you. This is a starter project, Spring Boot starter project, and that version is 2 2.1.15, right? So Spring Boot 2.1.15. So Spring Boot version 2.2 onwards, it's using JUnit 5, right? So, but here I am using less than that version. So here it will use JUnit 4, right? So it's a Spring Boot starter project. I have added Spring Boot starter web. So all of the rest of the things it will add it automatically. Let me show you what is the program all about. Here one controller is there. So in this controller, it's a get request, and I'm fetching some username, sorry, user ID by its username. So here I'm using injecting user service class, and I'm calling get user by ID. So let me move to that method. So here we are calling, I mean, this is the service class, and I am auto wiring that user DAO and calling get user ID by name. Let me move to here. So this is the DAO, and I am returning some static data by appending whatever the name I have received, right? So 123 445 plus I'm appending that name. So this is all about that program, and we'll write a JUnit for this service class, right? Okay. So this is the entire application, a sample application. So we need to write some JUnits for this one. So let me move to that PPT. So coming into first scenario, right? No dependency injection, simple classes, Spring context loading not required. So let me move to this one. So for this JUnit test cases also I have already written those things. Simple JUnit test, right? So here you cannot find any Spring Boot specific annotations. No Spring Boot specific annotation for testing. These are completely JUnit 4 based annotations. So this is a sample class, sample JUnit test, and this is that method annotating with @test. So here whatever the functionality you want to test, you can test by creating that object of that class. Whatever that class you want to test, functionality you want to test, you can create that object and you can call this. You can call that method from here, and you can get the result and you can test. So this is the dummy one I have written. So asset equals means expected and actual results it will pass, and it will compare. Before class, before, after class, these are core annotations of JUnit 4, right? So this is simple one. Let me run this one, JUnit test cases. You see it's getting passed, right? This is very simple one. I mean, without any Spring Boot things, I'm not doing any, I mean, real calls. Here is a dummy call directly. I'm giving one to check that one. But other things with Spring Boot, I will explain those things. This is scenario one. So coming into scenario two, dependency injection is there, context loading is required, dependent classes are developed, right? So if you see here, user service, dependent classes is there, right? User DAO, we are auto wired, dependent class is there, and user DAO already developed we have, right? It's already developed. So that time you can follow like this. So with the conjunction of two annotations at that Spring Boot test and at the run with Spring Runner class, we can achieve this one. So Spring Boot test, it will load the context. It will load the context by searching that main application, whatever that properties file and other stuffs. It will load that application context, and run with Spring Runner class will tell that it will tell that we need to use that Spring provided testing support. So as that entire application context loaded, so we can inject service class to here, and in that service class, the service class auto-add, and here one test case is there where I am calling that get user by ID by name, and after receiving this ID I am doing an asset, right? So here the entire context will be loaded, and that real user service object will be injected here. And if I'll call that get user by ID by name, it will call the service class, this method, and it will call from here it will call the DAO, and it will return this the static string, right? So let me move to here again. So this is applicable if you have already, I mean, if the DAO layer is already developed, or DAO layer functionality is already developed, right? If the DAO layer is not developed, means we need to go for mocking. But here everything is developed, so this is the first second scenario. So let me run this one. So you can see 2 unit test cases are passing, right? So you can see in the console also user service called user DAO, right? System.out.println is printing. So here there will be no mock. Everything will go real. I mean, it will call this from service object. It will call to get user sorry, service dot get user by ID, right? Everything will be real. There will be no mocking object. So you can follow this one if you have both the functionality as done. Service class is done and DAO layers also completed, right? Suppose the DAO layer is not yet completed. So how we can achieve that one? It's scenario 3. Dependency injection is required. In service class, dependency injection is required, and dependent classes are not developed fully. That functionality is not developed fully. So how we'll do that one? So there is two variant is there, either loading that full context or without loading full context. So let's see. So here the same at that Spring Boot test and run with Spring runner.class, and here we are auto wiring that service class, right? So here that real object will be injected, but DAO layer, for the DAO layer we don't want to inject the real object. So here that user DAO is there, you can annotate with @mockbean. So this annotation is coming from Spring Boot. You can check it here, mockbean from org.springframework.boot.test.mock.mockito.mockbean, right? This annotation is coming from Spring Boot. So right, so here this user service will be loaded, I mean it will be injected, and in this user service, the dependent object, DAO dependent object, right? User DAO dependent object, it will not inject that real object. So it will inject this mock object, this user DAO mock object to this user service. So if you see user service here, the auto ID is here, right? Private user DAO. So here in that user DAO, it will inject this mock. So it will create a mock object user DAO, and this mock object will be injected to user service. The real object will not be injected, right? So whenever you are calling this user service, sorry, DAO dot some function, then that time we need to do some stubbing, right? So here is that stub. So here what we are saying, so when we are calling DAO dot get user ID with some parameter, then return this value, right? So here we are doing some stubbing, means on this mock object, when we are calling DAO dot get user ID, it will not call that real method, it will return this object. It will not call that real method, but it will return this result, right? So in this line we are calling user service dot get user by sorry, service dot get user ID by name, So we are calling the service layer. So from this service layer, we are calling DAO layer, right? So get user by ID. We are calling this DAO layer, right? So here, while calling this DAO layer, it will not go to actual DAO method, but instead it will return from this stub, right? It will return 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Rajnikant. And here we are doing some asset. So this is that entire thing. First, we are injecting this mock object to the service class, and while calling this service class, it will return from stub, right? So this is all about. Let me run this unit test. So it's passing, right? So here what we are doing, we are loading the entire application context, right? At that Spring Boot, entire application context we are loading, and we are doing auto-wide here, right? In this class, we are auto-widing user service and mocking this DAO. So let's see how we can achieve this one without loading this entire application context. So let me move to here. So this is that one. So there is not required at that Spring Boot test. Here only simple annotation at that run with Spring Runner.class. So here we are doing user service. We are using some annotation inject mock at that inject mocks. But the previous example we are using auto wide, right? But here we are using inject mock. So that inject mock will do, it will inject the real object, right? Not mocking object. It will inject this object to this class, the real object, and it's indicating whatever the dependencies are there, whatever the dependencies of the service class, just inject those things as a mock, right? Suppose here user service is there, user DAO is there, right? So while injecting, because we don't have application context, right? So it will inject this mock object. By this mocking, we are creating a mock object, and it will inject this DAO, this mock object, it will inject to service class, service object, right? So here we are not loading that application context at all. That entire context we are not loading, and we are injecting this DAO to the service, right? So here we are stubbing for this DAO method. When DAO.getUser ID with some parameter, we are returning this string, right? So here the stub is there, and here we are calling service.getUser ID by name. Service.getUser ID by name, it will return that real, sorry, in service it is the real object. So it will call this method, and from this method we are calling user DAO.getUser ID, right? So here that user DAO is a mock one, right? So instead of calling that real object, it will return the result from the stubbing, right? So here we'll get from stub, we'll get this one, and service class it will return this string, and here we are doing some assertion. So let's see. Yeah, it's running fine. So unit test case are got passed. So this is the entire thing about JUnit test cases, how to write JUnit test cases, and I will push these changes to my Git repo. You can uh, take those working example from that Git repo. So if this video is helpful, please do subscribe my channel and like and share this video. Thank you.